Hey yo, this is Dash.
Yeah.
Hey yo, this is Dash, and today I'm gonna talk to you about frying a turkey. So I know you've probably seen folks how they fry turkey and things like that, but I'm gonna show you how I fry a turkey and give you some warnings. For maybe this is your first time frying a turkey. People say, oh, this is how you fry a turkey. Take your turkey, drop your turkey down into the oil slowly and other things like that. While I am setting up and prepping my turkey to be fried, I'm gonna give you some tips and tricks on how to fry a turkey and to do it safely and so that your turkey comes out phenomenally. All right, so at this point, first thing we have to do is I have to introduce you to my turkey fryer. This turkey fryer, it doesn't look, well actually the pot doesn't look good because I've used this pot a lot. This pot is probably older than some of your kids and some of your YouTube channels, all right? The problem with this pot is one of the dead turkey fryers, okay? When your burner, if it's not burning correctly, it'll put a lot of soot on the bottom of your pot, and that's what happened with this. And it's just pretty much, I can't get it out. I mean, I've scrubbed it with Brillo pads, I've scrubbed it with, scouring pads. I just can't get it out. So at this point, the outside doesn't look the prettiest, but what's important is the inside, okay? And the inside looks plenty fine. Now, this particular pot states on it that you should not cook a turkey bigger than 18 pounds. If you do cook a turkey bigger than 18 pounds, what you should do is take your turkey while it's still in the wrapping, pour it or put it down into the pot, fill it with water, and you get a water line, okay? And you want your water line to stop probably pretty much about where these dots are, maybe about 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the top of the ring. And then you take your turkey out, and then you can mark, wherever. So what you do is you mark it wherever you need it to be, so that you're obviously you don't put too much oil in for your turkey. Ask me how I know. Done that one before. Next step, honestly, is going to be to get, I just finished washing out the pot, so the pot is still wet. So you're like, well, you don't want to put hot oil in with your pot, right? So what you do is you start your fryer, start the burner to heat up and to dry out your pot. Yes and no. Here's another, ask me how I know. I've done this before. This pot is made out of aluminum. The burner gets hotter than the melting point of aluminum. Again, ask me how I know, because I've done just this exact thing to dry out the pot, walked in the house, went away, and my pot melted. Okay, so if you're going to be doing this to dry out your pot, you only want to do it for a minute at the absolute most before you get your oil into the pot. And again, it's very important that you never burn the use the burner to heat up the pot with this empty. All right, next step, get the oil in the pot. I'm actually just gonna stay right here with this. Get the water that's in there out, and there wasn't very much in there. And I'm gonna move it off the fire until I get my oil. I don't want it melted. All right, so before I forget, let's talk about this. This is what you need to fry your turkey. I know you probably have seen like some frying oil or like something specific. Spend the money and get the peanut oil, okay? I got this peanut oil from Sam's, hence the Members Mark logo there. I got this from Sam's. This is a 4.5 gallons. Yeah, 4.5 gallons, 35-pound container. The reason you get this peanut oil is because, and don't let anyone tell you you can only use this oil once. That's BS. what you do is this. You take your oil, and honestly, I leave mine sitting on the side of my house. I only use it for frying turkeys and or frying big ticket items. So if I'm having a party and I'm frying, you know, 15, 20 pounds of chicken, I will use this particular oil. Or if I'm frying fish, I will use this oil. The key to being able to use the oil is to keep it clean. So all you need is a decent strainer. Once you finish cooking whatever it is you're cooking it, obviously you're going to strain the oil, and as long as you take any particles or anything that's left in the oil out, you can use it again. Simply just like if you go to you know, like a carry-out place or some restaurants or things like that, they don't use oil once and throw it away. No, they don't. Anyway, let's get the oil into the pot. Okay, on my particular turkey fryer, there is a max fill line. I'm only going to put the oil to the max fill line because I'm cooking a very small turkey today. The turkey I have is only about 10 pounds. So because I'm cooking a very small turkey, I know that I'll be fine with that maximum level because that's the maximum for 18 pounds. Okay, so you saw me pour the oil into the pot. I stopped at the max fill level. On my particular pot, there is I don't know. On my particular pot, there is a mark for the maximum fill level. That maximum fill level on my pot is actually designed for a 18-pound bird. Again, look at your pot. Your pot might vary. So I filled it up to that line, and because I'm going to be cooking a much smaller turkey than 18 pounds today, I know that level will be fine for me. Again, your mileage may vary. If you haven't, or if you're cooking a turkey bigger than 18 pounds, you need to use that water submersion method to get your oil level. Very important. Again, very important. So at this point, we're just going to let the oil heat up, and I will go ahead and get my thermometer. You want to make sure that oil is at 375 degrees before you put your turkey inside of the oil. Very important. You want it to stay at 375, and then while you're cooking, you really want your temperature, you want to maintain the temperature of your oil at about 350 degrees, no lower than 350, no higher than 375, or no lower than 325, no higher than 375. You will then, if you have too high of a temperature fluctuation, your turkey will either cook very fast or very slow. And obviously it's kind of difficult to get a temperature reading inside of the bird while it's cooking. Last thing you want to do is overcook it and kind of burn it up. All right, I'll be back. Let's watch and wait until the pot gets up to temperature, and then like I said, I'll be back. Okay, so one of the most important things that you can get or have is a decent thermometer. You can see this thermometer goes up to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, let me show you a little trick when you are temping or trying to temp your oil. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me well enough. Now, the thing is this. When you take your oil and you stick it in one spot, you're gonna get a reading. But what you do is you take your thermometer and you cycle the oil around so that you can get a better reading of where your actual oil is. My oil right now is sitting at just over 200 degrees, so we have a little ways to go. All right, now before I forget, I've gotten asked this question before, and the question is, how big do I make my flame? Me personally, I don't like to make the flame any bigger than the side of the pot. So let me show you quickly what I'm talking about. You see how the flames are going past the bottom of the pot? That's a little too high for me. I usually try to make sure that the flames stay underneath the pot. Now they're gonna peak out from time to time, but for the most part, it's underneath the pot. All right, so let me show you what I was talking about when now, of course, mind you, doing this with my left hand, I'm right-handed. So I'm just gonna mix the oil around a little bit. And all right, there we are, rated 375. I'm gonna go inside and get the turkey. I'm gonna turn the heat down just slightly so it doesn't go much past this. I'm gonna go inside and get the turkey, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's my turkey. Now, the cavity here, what you're gonna be careful is where the back is, the oil is gonna shoot up and out of the cavity. So make sure that you point this away from you so none of that oil pops back at you. So I'm gonna get my turkey. Oh, I fold my wings back on my turkey just so the wingtips don't get all burnt up. This turkey was brined, as well as seasoned, and you know, we're just gonna drop it in there. This is about an 11-pound turkey, so I'm gonna shoot for 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it. When cooking a turkey, you want to cook the turkey or know the weight of your turkey before you start, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna cook the turkey 3 minutes per pound of turkey. As you can see, my little rack here, I have the breast side down. I've only always cooked my turkeys breast side down. And when I'm ready to temp them, I temp them in the breast as well. So let's get it in there. When you put your turkey into the oil, you're gonna want to make sure you put it in very slowly. And at this point, you're not gonna be able to hear me anymore, so I'm just gonna stop talking and get it in the oil. All right, I take my handle out. All right, time to temp the bird in the breast. I have 160, this is at 170, so we are good and ready. So now I'm gonna let the turkey drip a little bit. And I have a fresh, clean pan I'm gonna put this in. Look at that there. We're gonna get this in the house and get ready to cut it up. My cook wouldn't be complete unless I showed you the final result. So here is the turkey. Okay, I'm going to I've let it rest for a moment or so. I'm gonna get the I don't know, carriage holder, I don't know what you call that. I'm gonna take that out, let it rest for a few moments, and then we are getting ready to throw down. So hopefully this was helpful. If you have any other questions about frying a turkey or anything else that you saw me do, please leave a comment down below. Thanks again as always for watching. I'll see you later.